So this is Mark, who comes into the Colonic clinic, and I just really wanted to ask Mark if you can tell us why you thought about coming in for colonics in the first place.
Yeah, sure. Well, one of the main reasons I started to come was because my wife Julie had a few colonics down here with Tracy, and she found them very, very useful and helpful, and blocking all the sort of problems that she had, because she had a lot of blockages and couldn't sort of go to the toilet very often. So I came down, and the first time I came down I was sort of slightly apprehensive, as you can imagine, not quite sure what to expect and what have you, and I was a little bit embarrassed, but I had no problems at all. It was really, really easy. Tracy weighed me before we started, and we did the colonic, got off afterwards, and the first thing I noticed was that my complexion completely changed. It was really, really clear and a nice sort of glowing, sort of almost red colour. It's beautiful. So yeah, that was the main reason why I wanted to come down, and also because I'm sort of in my 50th year this year, and I wanted to sort of try to change my my outlook and my health, really. Yeah.
Good. So how did you feel afterwards? A lot of people are worried about when they go for a colonic that they're going to be running to the loo afterwards, or they're going to have diarrhea or something. How did you find it?
Oh right, yeah, no, not at all. Yes, I mean, obviously, after you just finish the colonic, what you do is that you go to the loo very, very briefly afterwards, and that takes just a normal amount of time, maybe sort of 3-4 minutes, and it's all gone. So no, there's no sort of fear of leakage at all.
Good.
I didn't have anything like that.
Psychologically, how did you feel? Did you sort of like feel that you had to be really good afterwards, or?
Well, it's a strange thing. It was a sort of an accumulative thing, really. The more I came, the more it sort of changed my outlook on things, because I started to feel a lot better, a lot lighter in my stomach. My stomach was quite bloated before I came for colonics, and now it doesn't seem bloated at all. In fact, I've lost my little pot here, which is rather nice. So psychologically, that's really sort of had a positive effect on the way I'm looking after myself in other ways now. So I'm eating differently. I'm finding I'm sort of not even thinking about the sort of foods that I was eating before. So it's been a completely positive thing for me, I have to say.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, one of the reasons that you did come in because you had a bit of an issue with cholesterol.
That's right.
How's that changed?
Well, that's been quite extraordinary, because I mean, I've had a cholesterol count of about 7.2 for years and years and years, and I've tried everything, absolutely everything, and it's never really sort of dipped below 7. And I had it done about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's 6.3. So I've dropped 11 points. So I'm really, really, really pleased. I'm sure the colonic's got a lot to do with that.
Good.
Yeah.
So just lastly, Mark, what would you say to any guys that are thinking about coming in for colonics that are not too sure whether or if it's going to be uncomfortable or embarrassing?
Come in. Tracy's very gentle. She's lovely. No, in all seriousness, yes, absolutely. I mean, it's really sort of, I mean, it's not too strong a thing to say that I feel that it's sort of literally transforming my life. It's making a massive, massive difference. That with the diet, but I think it all sort of was instigated by the colonics, because that's sort of changing my outlook.
Brilliant. Lovely.
So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure.